Hello everyone, Lee, Ross Rod Shop. Today we're on this green Jeep Cherokee, whatever you want to call it. We're getting started on the windows. I'm gonna start on this rear window. This is my nephew's Jeep, and he went to the junkyard and got a motor and regulator for this window. This one's not working, and I've ordered 2 new ones for the fronts. So we're gonna get the windows working, and that's gonna be his first task on this Cherokee. I've still got to do, he brought me these lift blocks he wants me to put on the rear. I guess that lifts the rear end 2 inches to get that rear end up a little bit. I got a box full of Rusty's off-road shocks there he wants me to put on there. He's mounted these 2 lights here to the hood. He wants those working. Let's see what the tail lights. He said his tail lights weren't working. Oh, and he wants me to replace some of the suspension components on the front end, the end links and all that stuff, bushings and stuff. So let's get started. Get after it. We're gonna start by removing the door panel. There's 2 large Phillips head screws right here underneath the door handle. And then there's another Phillips head screw right here. Just remove it. Pull it out, drop it on the ground. Then we should be able to pull out on the door. There it goes. Just pull out on it and lift up, and then the door panel comes off. There's the 2 clips that hold the rods for opening the door. You just take these little clips here. A little bit of a bear. Try to hold the camera while I'm doing this. Just slide them off. Be real careful, because you know, if you're working on the XJ, these things are going to be a little, maybe old and brittle. So you want to take your time and be easy with those clips so you don't break them. Then we'll just usually, this little rod, once you twist that around, this little rod will pop up out of there. So let me get these loose and then I'll be right back. We got the moisture barrier off. Here is the motor, and this is the regulator here. Can get these 3 bolts out here to take it loose from the bracket, and then take the regulator loose here and here, and it should be able to wiggle it out somehow. So I'll get that out, and then I'll go over it with you. All right, I'll get that out and then I'll be right back. Okay, we got the old unit out. There it is. You just have to take the bolt here. There's a Torx head screw actually on here, right here, that holds this one right here. This Torx head screw right here holds the window to the regulator, and it is a T30. So just unscrew the regulator from the window. I just used some tape to hold the window up. Now we'll get this regulator here put in, and then I'll be right back with you. He brought me one from the junkyard. I've already tested it. It works. So I'm going to get it in the door. And all I did to test it, guys, was it's simple. You have the plug there, and I just stuck a wire in each end of it. And it doesn't matter which side you use. You can, when you reverse them, it goes up or down. So I just stuck one wire in each side of the plug there, and then stuck the other end of the wires to the battery post, and it would move up. Then I reversed the wires on the battery and it moved down. That's just how I tested it to make sure it was working. So that's what I did to test it. So now get this one back, get this one in this door here. You just have to finagle them in there, move them around, twist them, turn them, push them until you get them in the right spot. Just 3 10mm bolts that hold this regulator in, 2 in the bottom, 1 in the top, and then there's another 10mm right here. Well, actually there's 4, sorry. There's 2 here, 1 here, and then 1 at the top here. Over. Just tighten these down. That's your regulator tight in the door. And you just go ahead and plug it up, push your red pin down, and then you should be good for this door. Well, no, I'm not. I have to slide the window down. All right, on this rear door on the passenger side, in order to attach the window to the regulator, you're gonna have to leave the regulator loose, slide it to the side, and then rotate the arm over, and then screw your bolt in that holds the window, because that thing slides right down the middle and there's no way to get it in there otherwise. So I had to take the regulator loose, slide it to the side so I can tighten. And see, this arm here will rotate. So once I get this tight, I can slide this in and then the window comes straight back up. Okay guys, I'm removing this door panels just like I showed you before. Just Phillips head bolts and the door handles. These long screws, Phillips head screws, and the door handle. There's 2 of them here. Like that. Then there's a small Phillips right here. Set them off to the side so you don't lose them. And that should be it. Should be able to just pop the door panel off. Oh, there's another one here. And always remember, if you're removing something like this and it won't come out for whatever reason, 99% of the time there's a bolt or a screw you forgot. Don't just yank on it, because you'll wind up breaking it. Then you just unplug the switch, slide the door handle out of this clip here. 10 mil, 2 10 mils, 3 10 mils on the motor. And then slide everything out and get the window to rotate down or slide down so we can get the 2 bolts. I might get a 10mm wrench. I can reach that one from this side and that one from this side here. So okay. See the 10mm bolt right up in here that holds the window to the regulator. So now I'm just gonna take this one loose on this side. There's one. And then you can go through the other side or go up from underneath here. I just kept some tension on the glass there so it wouldn't just slide down in the door. I'm gonna go get some tape to put on it to hold it up. Again, you just have to finagle these things out of here, work them. Sometimes they're a little hard to get out, but if you stick with it, you'll get them out. Okay, out with the old. In with the new. And these are just cheap Chinesiums from Amazon. I think they were like $60 a piece on Amazon. Sometimes the Amazon stuff works out pretty good, and sometimes it don't. Again, make sure you're on the right side of the window. Regulator. plug it up, push the lock. Okay, now I gotta attach this window. All right, we're on this driver's window regulator and motor. Here's the new one. As you can see, it all comes together. You have 3 tins here that hold the motor in, 2 tins lower here on the regulator, and 1 tin upper here on the regulator. Then once you get all that stuff, all those 3 bolts and 6 bolts total, 3 nuts and 3 bolts shit loose, then you gotta finagle it out of there. I always put tape up here to hold the window up when I take a regulator out. I will have to slide the window down a little bit to get to the bolt that holds the window to the top of the regulator. So I'll show you that here in just a minute. I've slid the window down. There's 2 10mm bolts right here that hold the window to the regulator. Take those 2 loose. And we can slide our glass back up. And the glass is up out of the way. Now we can work the regulator and the motor and try to get it out of there. Okay. Been in there a while. It's a little stuck, but it's loose now. Without tearing up anything. There we go. And there you have the old one is out, and it's no good. The window just slid up and down on this, see right here, it just slid up and down. It wouldn't hold the window up. So that's trash. And now we just slide the new one in, finagle it to get it in there. hung there. Now we can take our motor, slide it up here. Get it in place. Go ahead and plug it up. Slide the yellow the red pin over to hold it. Get our 3 nuts. Get them on there and get them started. Tighten down. Get this regulator slid over into place. Get the bolt started there. Go ahead and tighten them down. Slide our slide our window down in place. Get the 2 holes lined up. Okay, I don't like to use an impact when I'm tightening these bolts to the glass because I don't want to crack the glass. So I always use a ratchet and snug them up. Okay, now we have all the regulators installed in all 3 doors. So now it's time to hook some power up to it and test it out and see what happens. Okay, this window here is working, as you can see. Up and down. This one here. That one's working. Then we come over here to the driver's side front. Still got to get the tape off of it, but it's working. And then this one always worked. That's the only one I did not have to replace. So now I just have to run a permanent hot wire to the master switch, and then the power windows will be done on this. Okay, I'm running this power wire for the power windows, and I tracked it down. This brown wire coming out of this plug here was the power wire. It ran through here and came into the plug for the power windows, the ignition power for the windows. There was a break somewhere between here and the switch. So I've just ran a jumper wire. I've attached it here and here to make sure. And I turn the key on and then I hit the switch. And then we have working windows. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, attach it properly, put some waterproof connectors on it, and then it'll be ready. And that fixes the power issue to the main switch for the door. I'll get the door panel back on it, and then all the windows will be working. Let's move on to the next project. Okay guys, now we're working on the pod lights. And I went and bought a 3-prong switch, and I'm going to mount it right here in the dash. And all you do is Right there where it says 12 volt 30 amp, that's where your hot wire from your battery goes. And then down here where it says earth, that's where your ground goes on the bottom. And then your power out to your lights goes in the center. So you just run a power wire, and that's what I did. I hooked it up temporarily to make sure everything worked, and it did. And then you can ground it anywhere. I'm just going to run the ground wire back to the battery. You can ground them anywhere as long as you've got a good ground. And just run your power out that center prong on the switch. I think it says, what does it say on this switch? It says load. It says load on that one. But anyway, you got your power at the top, ground at the bottom. Center one comes power out to your lights. Just run a power wire here, and then run one over to your other light, and then ground both of them, and there you have it. Let me get everything hooked up on it, and then I'll show you how it works. And I'm just using these solder joints here, solder connectors. I got these off of Amazon. You heat shrink, and they have solder in the center there that melts and gives you a watertight connection. I got the wire coming out from the switch here hooked up to this light, and then this wire here will run over to the positive on the other light. Okay, I've got my switch mounted here for the lights, for the pod lights on the front here. We'll walk around here. You see they're not on. Reach in here, hit the button, and they come on. On, off, on, off. So that's another job done on this thing. I still got to do the rear shocks. Somebody has welded the shocks back here, so I'm gonna have to, that's gonna be a big job getting those shocks off of there. As you can see, I've already got the front shocks put on. Both the front ones are on, the lights are fixed, all the windows are fixed. Still got to do the 2-inch lift on the rear, shocks on the rear, tail lights, AC, and repair the, tighten up the emergency brake cable. So the list goes on and on. Let's keep checking things off. Check back with you later. Okay, I'm gonna end this first video here where we're at. I've still got quite a bit more to do on this green Jeep. We got the lights, the windows working. Thanks everybody for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, it helps me a lot. Hit the like button, comment down below, tell me what you think of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, what else you want to see, if anything. I'll see you guys next time.